All right, next we're doing a book review, y'all. Book review on The Angel Overlords, Magical Energy States for Manifestation. And I had this book for about 4 or 5 years. Most of my books, man, like this one, when I actually use them, I actually use them, man, and some incense ashes get on them and stuff. You know, especially this book. This book is real crafty like that. It'll have you doing different things and stuff like that. When it comes to like making physical objects and stuff like that. But this one is called once again, The Angel Overlords, Magical Energy States for Manifestation by Ben Woodcroft. And I want to say he's a part of, let me see, the Worldwide, published by Worldwide, published worldwide by the Power of Magic Publishing. Let me see, because I want to say this is a part of, because it's a series of books I've been reading by a certain, it's like a certain company, a certain publishing group, but it's one of them. His name is Damon Brand. I think he's, it's the same, or they're part of like the same group or whatever. But because also got a book called The 72 Angels of Magic, and some other books, by Damon Brand and everything, and some of the same stuff that's in here is in that, like some of the same techniques. But this one, I like this book because it gives a good. I like all the books because they give a good breakdown on, like, if you're new to stuff like this, on how to, how you can use things like this, you know. But this is a good book. I like this book. I give it an overall 10 when it comes to study and scholarship, you know, and practice. It just gives you something quick you can do. Of course, but you still have to have a focused mind and stuff like that. Like I did a video on the Kabbalah and pure intention and everything like that. But I want to show y'all this is the chapter. Let me show y'all the front of the book. My bad. This is the front. This is the back. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and start reading the back of it if that's where it gives some of the synopsis. So, the angel overlords can generate an energy state within you that attracts what you want and repels what you don't want. It is pure form of magic that works quickly and safely. You can summon energies that will affect significant situations in your life, unlock problems that appear to be frozen, and empower your ability to manifest. Whether you seek progress, healing, material growth, material growth, spiritual exploration, or problem solving, these energy states are a powerful way to get what you want. These angels have the authority to guide many other angels and forces that relate to these energy states. That's why I say, like, it reminds me of different books that I've already read, and of course they study stuff like this. It's all related. It's all like it's all. I'm trying to see if I got one of those books around. I think the only book I had was 72 Angels of Magic, and I think that got messed up, man. And what else did I get? I got some, but you do get the ebook versions. I just want to show y'all something real quick. You do get the ebook versions and everything. So damn, y'all way over here. So this is matter of fact, I already got it open right here. This is a book by Damon Brand right here. So my phone's kind of messed up. Well, not kind of messed up. It is messed up. So you can see. Hold on. So you can see. It's got some sigils in here. The same thing is in here. Um, what is this one called? Oh, that's the magical job seeker. And I got another one. He has another Magical Angels, Wealth Magic, Magical Cash Book. That's a good one. Magical Cash Book is a real good one. But yeah, I just got into that because it talks about these angels have the authority to guide many other angels, and it talks about that in there in a lot of his books. And forces that relate to these energy states, they are lords of this power and rule. How it can be summoned and distributed. Distributed. This is why they are known as overlords. You work with them by using a ritual that employs a celestial sigil, and that goes along with the celestial alphabets. I'm going to talk about that in here too. Chanted sounds and a form of directed thought. To give just one example, you will discover a Demariel, the angel who brings quality of success. This energy state will attract people and situations that enable success. The energy will improve your power to manifest desires and while repelling obstacles, doubt, limiting beliefs, or any states that hinder your ability to succeed. There are 36 angels with qualities that include harmony, um, abundance, renewal, inspiration, wisdom, connection, hope, intuition, perception, and love. Instead of casting 100 spells and performing a whole slate of rituals, you create the energy state with ease and guide your attention to the change you require. What you need then becomes real. If you are looking for a new way of working with angels, this is an experience you don't want to miss. There is nothing else to buy, no equipment required, and you can begin your magic as soon as you have read the book. So this is a good book. Says it's 36 angels in this. So, but I think most of these angels are of this Shimhan Farash. I'm not sure. Like the 72 Angels of Magic. I had that book. I think most of these names that are in here because you have a main angel, and then you have two other angels that the main angel controls. I'm looking through this to see. Yeah, Hodadiah. I remember that name, Hodadiah. So Hodadiah, that's one of the names of the 72. So I think some of these names, Hadimariel, yeah, Hadimariel. I think I saw that one. I saw Hodadiah in that book. But yeah, um, so some of these angels I think are, like I said, are the 72 Shimhan Farash. But I want to read one of these things, one of these chapters out of this. So it's so you basically choose an energy state, and whatever energy state you choose, that's the angel you want. That corresponds with that. And it's common sense. If you want the quality of manifestation, you use the sigil, the celestial sigil of Hodadiah. But the celestial sigils is made of the celestial alphabet. This is basically like the Canaanite Phoenician, but it's got like these circles on the ends of them. So I know this is Aleph. It looks kind of like the Canaanite Phoenician and the block style Hebrew letters. Looks kind of like that, but it's it's the celestial sigil. But it's the same, but it's different. It's totally different in terms of because I got a book too called Sigil Magic, power of sigils and stuff like that or something. I'm trying to see if I got most of my books are in my thing. I'm gonna go get them in a minute because I gotta get some other stuff out of there. And yeah, you read the basically read the names that you have down here. The main name appears in the middle. The two other names are at the top. So this one will read Hodadiah. This one will read Nit. I think this one will read Nit. Or I think this is a Lamed, so that's I. Well, that's a because like I said, some of them might be let me see. Yeah, some of them look different than the regular letters, so you gotta look at them. I'm gonna get my book out, the other book that has the corresponding letters to these. But the names, I like how that's why I say I think they're a part of the same group, him and Damon Brand, because they like to do stuff like this, which is really neat. If you don't know, well, ironically, it's really neat. But if you can't pronounce the words, they have it right here. And, phonetically, ironically too, spelled out Ka-ha, Kaho, or Chaho, or Kaho, Hodadiah, Hodadiah, you know what I mean? So they got other books do that too, like 72 Angels of Magic, they do the same thing. So, let's say somebody wants to let me see, go to a chapter. choosing an energy state. I just told it, just basically told you that one. Exploring the magic. The Overlord ritual. Birth effects. So Overlord ritual. If you read my book, Angelic Sigils and Calls, you will be familiar with some aspects of this process. Please note that the ritual is not the same, and the differences are important. Follow the instructions for this ritual when working with these angels. Let me get the RPG music back. Just Dragon Age Inquisition. I love this song. And the preparation mentioned earlier, in which you spend time knowing what it is you feel and what you want to feel, should have equipped you for the ritual. There is no need for complex purification that is sometimes found in magical systems. If you have worked with my book, Angelic Protection, you will see that there is a sequence of 3 rituals you can do. 3 rituals can be performed before a ritual. But me, myself, I'm well versed in this stuff, so I already know, like, sometimes I do the Kabbalah cross in the 4 ways with the pentagrams and the 4 elements, and then the seal of the crown above you and all that type of stuff and all that shit. So I already, do that type of stuff, like, before anything I do, you know what I'm saying? Like any and everything I do, I do that beforehand. If you are sincere in your intention, you are ready to use this magic. The angel overlords respond most readily when you know yourself. When you invite the angel to be in your presence through this ritual, it will respond if you have understood your own wants and needs. You can perform this ritual on any day of the week, and during any phase of the moon. If you prefer to time your magic to astrological phases, you are welcome, but it is not required for results. Sometimes I do that. And then but that's very complex because you gotta know what day, the hour, and a whole lot of other stuff. But I've done it, I've done it. You have to, like, craft different objects and wait on certain days and it's, but then that's where it talks about in this book, Kabbalistic magic, talismans, songs, and amulets. It talks about the Kavana. I did a video on that yesterday. That's where your Kavana comes in, your concentration, your attention, your will. During the ritual, you will look at the celestial sigil and you will speak words, names, and sounds. And this whole thing is just with this book and how he's doing it. It's just it's mostly, there's a book, you're using sensory stuff like sounds, but you're producing them. But there's another book, I think not by the same author, but by somebody else. I think it's Gordon Winterfield, 72 Demons of Magic. In that one, he's showing he has a sensory thing where it's like you imagine. I think it was I want to say it was Bilal or somebody was like, it was like during the ritual you imagine sounds, smells, tastes, and every one of them has like a sound, a taste, a color, and you imagine all that. But that just helps you to, like, your once again, Kavana, your mind gets into the flow of everything. If you don't understand what I'm saying. Your voice is a magical tool. Although speech may seem ordinary, it is not. You have the power to express emotions, make commands, and cause all manner of things to happen with your voice. In magic, these vibrations are sufficient to complete an angelic connection. And that's what I noticed with the angelic magic. It's all sounds. It's basically one of the main things is sounds. Your voice becomes an echo of your soul, shaped by your personality and your desires. And when speaking the simple sounds of this ritual, your voice gives the angel an awareness of you and what you need. Set some time aside where you can be alone and focus on these rituals with ease. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. In this example, I'm just to show y'all something. In this example, I will assume that you will call on the 36th angel, Sekeshahaya, to invoke the quality of abundance. You are seeking to obtain financial support for an important project, and you will believe that the energy of abundance will bring you the money you need. To begin each ritual, chant A I O A. But um, that's Yod He Vav He. But what he's doing is phonetically sounding it out. So it's a yeah. It's it's. I'll get into that in probably another video. To chant this successfully, say this word 3 times. Yod He, especially Yod He Vav He. It's tetragrammaton. Um, English as YHWH is sometimes spoken as Yahuwah. It can even be vocalized by naming each individual letter Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. There are many variations on this, some accurate and some not so accurate. If you don't believe in Elohim in the traditional sense, you can think of this as a name of universal power. I have found that when you run the sounds A, I, O, A together, it sounds familiar to Yahuwah. I guess that's because you're not using your tongue to say it. It's just vowels. Um, in this book, in this book, Yahuwah is pronounced as A-O-I-A. This sound is quite close to the Greek I-A-O, which is the name of God that is used in many magical traditions. And that I-A-O that shows you the creator, the God of the Old Testament is not the demiurge. Even in Gnosticism, it shows you right here. This is a Gnostic. This is basically the Gnostic name or letter or spelling. Gnosticism is Greek. The Greek for I-A-O, Yahuwah. It's the same thing. So, we'll get to that another thing. I believe that it helps to think of these sort of sounds as resonances that lead to the name of Elohim. This is more useful than thinking of God's name. It's thinking of God's name. It's actually Lord. There are many names of Elohim. Yeah, there's 72 names. Shema Tharash, but we can get to that later. So, so you got the divine names. Then you keep the celestial sigil in view. In the case of Sekeshahaya, the divine names are Menad and Dani. So Menad and Dani, and Sekeshahaya. So Sekeshahaya is here. It's the last one, 36 angels. So this is Sekesh. What does that say? Sekeshaya. So you got Menad and Dani as two like assistant servant angels, and then Sekeshaya is the main one. You know what I mean? And then this ooh right here, this double O, that's what you're gonna say while you're basically. Well, matter of fact, let's read it. Let's read it. Let's see. Now that by speaking this unique combination, so you say Menad, Dani, speak them first. You now have been admitted into the presence of the angel. All you need to do to complete the connection is to speak the angel's name. In this example, it is Sekeshahaya, pronounced Sekeshahaya. You will need to say this once, and you may immediately feel a tingle presence and contact. Your ability to sense an angel's presence is not important, but I have found these angels more than any other will make their presence felt at this point. So you look at the sigil, the celestial sigil, Menad, Dani, Sekeshahaya. Menad, I do it 3 times. Dani, Sekeshahaya. Menad, Dani, Sekeshahaya. I do that too. And one thing, like preliminary rituals, one thing that I say that I think I got from one of their books. It's I think I heard Pope Ryan say this too. It's Kotsu Harayi Salah Bana Anfa, Arzayu, you know, Arzayu, and all that. And I say, but I do that before I do this. Um, you know, uh, so and then Arzayu, he comes quick. So, you, you know, like he said in here, you gotta do it, just do it once. So, um, do not be afraid and know that this is safe and know that it was your intention. Also, do not yearn for sensation. Some people feel more than others. And if you don't feel nothing, you can be assured that if you feel nothing, you can be assured that magic will work anyway. Only now do you turn your attention to the problem you wish to solve. And in doing so, you summon the appropriate energy. You do not need to think of the energy state itself and that it is fortunate because trying to feel a sensation such as the quality of abundance is too abstract. All you need to do is think about the result you want while making the sound. So that's the sound. So Minad Dani Sekachahaya. Think about the results. Ooh, ooh. And you just it's like a kind of like a transcendental meditation. You know what I mean? So also this is like connected to like things like yantras. You know, for those of you practice Hinduism for real, yeah, like yantras. You say the mantra, you say that the yantra. But at this stage, focus on the feelings and not the mechanism. Do not waste your time asking the angel for help or specifying how the problem should be solved. All you need to do is focus on the feeling you wish to obtain. It's as easy as daydreaming about what you want. Here, you want that feeling of excitement and relief that comes from getting financial support. So yeah, and then I think there's a closing. To close the ritual, you say A-O-A 3 times. So turn my music back on. You say you say that 3 times. So I what I do is um like I said in my other video on the magical intentions, like I respect traditions, but I also change it up, but not too much. But where I'm disrespecting the tradition, you know, I wouldn't tell anybody to, you know, um, like I've heard other people say, put one of these under your pillow and have sex with your partner. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to this, anyways, or to anything else of higher order, or even cliphotic beings. I wouldn't even fucking do that. But yeah, get my music back on. So that's the closing vote. So what I do with closings, man, I you know, just like how you greet somebody else off. You greet them. You say farewell, thank you. As you come in peace, go in peace. That's what I say. As you came in peace, you go in peace. So, you about to get into celestial alphabets now. We're going to get into the celestial alphabets. And let me show y'all something. Show y'all this. Hold on. And this is out of this book, Kabbalistic Magic, Talismans, Songs, Amulets, and High Practice and Ritual. And the practice of high ritual. Let me see. Where's that table at? It has the stuff. Here it is. So here's the celestial alphabets right here. It's talking about making a kamot, or a kamia. You don't really hear people talking about this. This is old magic. This is old school magic. You don't really hear it anyway because it's complex. It's real. So this is kamia. So in this book, the celestial alphabets that's in this, it's the same thing, you know. And there's different things you can do. What I've done with this, I took some celestial alphabets and I just wrote down my intention while doing this stuff in here, but I wrote it around the sigil. You know, let me see if I got some of my other books where I can show y'all some. Do I got that book? Nah, I don't think I got that book. You know, but yeah, this is a good book. Like I said, matter of fact, let's read one of the because it's got a lot of qualities in here. Let me show y'all some. It's got some qualities. It's got a quality of success, quality of movement, quality of receiving, quality of soothing, quality of relating, quality of harmony, quality of love, quality of connection, quality of wisdom, quality of hope, quality of integrity, quality of expression, quality of completion, quality of belonging, quality of intuition, quality of perception, quality of communication, quality of grandeur, quality of synchronicity, quality of esteem, quality of revolution, quality of solitude. Let's see. Let's do one real quick. Let's see. Quality of peace, quality of resolve, discovery, abundance, which is dipped out. That's the last one. Let's get some grandeur. Quality of grandeur. Quality of grandeur is an interesting state that makes you feel like somebody. Makes you feel like somebody. Like this song. Make me feel like somebody. That really makes me want to siege a castle by myself. But the quality of grandeur is an interesting state that makes you feel like somebody who is worthy of respect, and in turn makes others perceive you as somebody who should be appreciated and rewarded. This is not an energy of extreme ego, but a state where you feel the strong presence of power from within, and others will sense their strength. By summoning this quality, you induce an energy that repels enemies and attracts admirers. It can help you to appreciate what you have, bringing such satisfactions that you are able to make grand goals that would once have seemed impossible. If you need the courage and stability to take another leap forward, this energy state will give you that courage. If you are entering competitions or work in a competitive industry, the energy will make you more likely to win awards or be rewarded for your efforts. And so this angel is called Pedahael. 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 So this is Pedahael. So his two angels are Ya'ah and what is that? I can't see it in here. Kelly and Ya'ah. So in their vowel that you say is E. So Kelly, Ya'ah, Pedahael. 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 And it's E. Okay, this one's E. I thought I'm still focusing on it was O. E. Yod Vave. And that's it. That's all I gotta do. That's all I gotta do with this. I like this book. It's a good book. It's a good book to help you meditate as well. You know, although I'm like well versed in meditation and stuff like that, but you know, I'm a fan of their books. I'm a real big fan of their books. Although I messed up my 72 Angels of Magic book, it got all messed up in the rain and stuff, man. Fuck. Can't be no shit in books. Anyways. But yeah. Like I said, I actually do these. Sometimes I do my notes too. Especially when I first got that book. When did I get that book? I think I got this book later than the 72 Angels of Magic, I think. So I printed out a whole bunch of sigils from that book. So I do draw them out, stuff like that. So. But yeah, hope you guys got some out of this. Now, once again, this book is called The Angel Overlords, Magical Interstates for Manifestation. by Ben Woodcroft. It's a good book. Check it out. Also, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, hope you guys got something out of this. See you in space, as always.